Now, she did. I don't make mistakes. I'm not just like the rest of you. I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I'm better. I am better. I'm not some weak-kneed crybaby that goes around apologizing all the time. And why the would you want?
Y'all saw the title. Y'all saw the thumbnail. You know exactly what I'm talking about. No other than Homelander. Now, Homelander is easily one of the most psychopathic, psychotic characters I think I've seen, and I think we have seen in recent years in television. Anyway, in the world of boys, it's basically that the heroes are villains, and there's rarely any heroes who are willing to do the right thing. What sets Homelander aside, though, is that he's practically the strongest, you could say, soup in the world. There's really nobody who comes close like that except Soulja Boy. But even then, Homelander is still stronger. Listen, if I was in a world where Homelander is running around flying and shit, yeah, get me out of that world. And it's no secret, Homelander has bodies. It's known fact. We've seen him kill somebody, a whole Starlighter. This man has bodies. It's not like, yo, come on. Up until you could say the boys and Soulja Boy, there's really nobody who can take on Homelander like that. And it's just like everyone is pretty much scared of him because they know how powerful he is. And to be honest, I don't really think we've seen the upper limits of what he's really capable of, which makes him even more scary. You know, the people in Homelander's circle and the boys know that Homelander is crazy. But, you know, it's like, what do you expect when a child is literally raised in a lab, you know, and his whole upbringing is in said lab? Problem is, this man wasn't raised as a child. He was raised as a weapon. And trust me, that plays a big role in the future of the series. And supposedly, they nuked Homelander and they ain't do shit. So if we going based off that statement, if they nuked the man and he's still standing, I think he's a threat, honestly. And that's very clearly shown that he's a problem. From a psychological perspective, a lot of the stuff Homelander does and the way he acts and that whole man-child persona is out of traumatic responses from his childhood. A lot of the stuff Homelander dealt with when he was a kid, the experiments, maybe what they tested out on him, it's all affecting him today, and he never really moved past it. To Vought, Homelander, the whole Seven, basically the whole Soup Nation, aren't really heroes. They're assets, they're products, and other ways to make money. It's no secret that Vought as a corporation are very greedy and willing to risk the lives of humans if it means that the bag is up. Because Homelander is basically a big what if story. Okay, what if Superman was raised in a lab and he was evil? That kind of trope, you know, the evil Superman trope we've been seeing lately, you know? And trust, there's people who are wide awake and aware of what the Soups are doing. You have the boys. Butcher is basically like Homelander's arch nemesis at this point. The boys is like a small faction that's supposed to keep the Soups in check. So that means any casualties and stuff like that, they're the ones to handle it. The top dogs, Butcher and Homelander, actually have a lot more in common than they think. One thing these two truly have in common, and there's no doubt in my mind about this, is that they both have an obsession with power. Both of them want to be powerful. Homelander is already the most powerful Soup in the world, but Butcher wants to control and stop the whole Soup race as a whole. And both these men are dealing with trauma anyway. Homelander being raised in a lab and Butcher being raised in an abusive home. And if we add Soulja Boy into the equation, Homelander's father basically, he didn't really get a chance to be there for Homelander. And if I'm being honest, I don't think he would have been there regardless. And also, if you add what happened between Butcher's wife, Becca, and Homelander, it's all just adding up. Both Homelander and Butcher are both dealing with their own trauma. But it's the way they're outputting it and taking it out on the world that makes both of them more similar than they know. Butcher wants all Soups to die, while Homelander wants all Soups to reign. These two, even though they're different, both have a mission and they both have a goal, and it's very clear. Now people, the video is now over. Go back to doing what you was doing, eating, playing the game, whatever you was doing, bro, watching YouTube, watching my video, you know, make me feel special and shit. Anyway, have a good one, y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see y'all next time, of course.